Give it up. Yeah.
Well, thank you. That was a wonderful response. Really appreciate you all staying up so late with us tonight. I'd like to bring a few of my collaborators up here so you can see them. Maybe we'll ask a few questions. So let's start with our lead, Mr. Chase Masterson, playing Dave, and Rob Mays playing John. Let's bring up Paul Giamatti as Barney, Clancy Brown, Glynn Turman, Fabianne Therese. What am I missing back there? I know there's another one out there. Oh, Jimmy Wong, yes. Thank you. And Allison Weissman is very nice. So, welcome everyone. Alrighty, so, anyone have any questions out there? Yes, in the back.
John Bannon's Games sang a song called the Cannibal Holocaust. Is that in reference to the actual movie? Cannibal Holocaust?
Well, actually, it's, in the book it's called Camel Holocaust. And yes, it's a song, lyrics by David Wong, music by the Inevitable Backlash. And anybody else out there with a question for us? Okay. I'm not seeing any hands. Yes, I do.
Yeah, I'm sort of curious how what the film urban lot type thing. What is the art of it?
Did you hear
Come
that?
again?
I couldn't hear you.
Sorry, I'm on the.
No, no.
I'm really curious what the art of the look of the film, this strange mix of urban rot and.
Well, there certainly was an element of urban rot within the film, and mainly in the ending, in the other dimension. Oh, you know, there's somebody else I'd like to bring up who's out there, the author of the book, Mr. David Wong. Yes. Come up and join us. If you would. Is he still there? I don't see him. Okay. Well, send him up when he comes back. Yes, out here. Is there a question? I don't see anything. It's very hard to see. Yes, right here.
Yeah, for the actors, was there ever any point, either reading the script or during the acting in the film, that you had no idea what you were supposed to be doing?
I mean, when you kind of put yourself in the situation of like living in the reality of having a mustache bite you in the face, I mean, it's sort of like, it kind of just like, you react in whatever way it comes out, and it's going to translate, you know? But I mean, I love the script so much that I was just so excited to do it. I had the most fun I've ever had in my life.
It was the most fun any of us have ever had in our lives. I feel like we fully had to digest that reality and just believe it.
Yeah, I mean, I really still don't really know what's going on in the movie. But that's why, you know, I fell in love with it and I wanted to do it.
The script moves at a fever pitch. So, that's basically it.
Perfect fucking sense to me.
I had 60 flashbacks, you know?
Yeah, it was cool pretending to turn into snakes.
I was in the bathroom, so I didn't hear the question, but thank you for what was presumably a compliment about the novel. There are copies in the lobby for sale. None.
All right. So, any other questions out there? Yes, back there.
You talk about the process of adapting the screenplay from the book, kind of things that were important to add and things that you were unable to bring forward from the book.
most of it was a function of taking an epic 350-page novel and trying to distill it into something that people could sit through in a reasonable running length. And so decisions had to be made in terms of the different characters, and of course some of the effects described in the movie were quite epic, the book, and which we wouldn't be able to afford, so those didn't work. So we had to find some bridging ideas. It was a bit of a challenge, and there were choices that had to be made. There's so many good passages of dialogue that I wanted to try to maintain, and sometimes they were in monologue form, and I just went with it, kept them in because the actors had performed them so capably. But it certainly was a challenge because there's so much in it. Probably enough that we still probably have another one or two sequels that could be made from all the material we never touched. Anybody else with a question out there? Okay, yes, wait a minute.
As the novelist, have you seen the film before this? And if not, how did it match the vision that you had as a writer?
Before today, I had just seen the trailer, but I had seen news trickle out as things had happened. I heard about casting and saw how perfect some of the casting was, and had seen storyboards. So little things reached me, but I am the type of person I didn't want to see bits and pieces of it. I wasn't insisting that he send me a bunch of MP4 files of the finale so I could see it. I wanted to see it like this, complete, together. If someone else asked to see the next novel, like bits and pieces of it, I would physically fight them to stop them. So that was one thing I didn't want. I wanted to see the finished product, which I've been pretty sure is superior to the novel. But if those who here have read the novel, so virtually, a lot of people won't admit that they've read it, but the novel, it was originally published in serial form, and that so what it is in some ways almost reads like an anthology of like three separate stories. They're like Sundance Rice novels are written this way. There's a framing device, and it goes through a lot of different steps. It's not structured like a film. And I knew this, because I had seen movies before. So, from a storyteller's point of view, somebody who knows the structure of the story inside. Now, I know that as I was publishing episodes of this, with each episode, there's a certain amount of circling back you have to do. For instance, in the book, there's more than one girl. There's one early on, and then she drifts away, and the name's introduced later. Well, you would never do that in a film. You're not going to halfway through switch out the female leads, because half bodies, like people who went to go to the bathroom, they'd come back, like, is that a different girl? Like, what? So I came into this knowing that there was a lot of condensing and collapsing of the story just because I know enough about story structure. But if I had been handed the screenplay in 5 years to do the task, I wouldn't have done it as well as that. Because he's went through and spent a very long time with it, distilling down the moments that define the story. And then you just have to tweak a little bit so that it makes sense altogether. And the people who read the book, and some of you, how many of you read the book more than 3 times? There's a few. So I think you would agree that you can see where those changes were made, but every change, in my opinion, pushes it further toward what the story would have been. But I didn't see a frame there that was selling out, that was making the story less, that was refusing to take risks or trying to Hollywoodize the story. There's still a doorknob that supernaturally turns into a penis. If that's still in the movie, you know that you got a pretty faithful adaptation. Because there's a lot of movies that don't have that. I think that's one of only 4 films at Sundance this year that have a penis torn out of scene, so I talked for too long, I'm sorry.
Alrighty, any other questions out there? Yes, online out there.
I got one. David, how do you come up with the story? And do you have your own special soy sauce to make it? Don, what made you decide to do this book?
Every writer gets that question, like, where do you get your ideas? And it's actually pretty simple because, like, I think everyone at some point in their life has gotten bored enough in a room where they've just started making up crap. Like, you'll be in algebra class and you're 14 and, like, the guy teaches just droning on and